Today's topic is how to pray. The reason that I wanted to address this topic is that sometimes we learn how to pray from growing up, from family, from caregivers, and sometimes we use prayers from religious texts that we may repeat. And the reason that I wanted to address this topic is that sometimes we miss major areas of life, or we miss major ways that we can approach prayer because we are repeating. Now, there's nothing wrong with repetition. I use repetition in affirmations. I use repetition while meditating. And I also use repetitive prayers sometimes. But it's important that we bring mindfulness into the prayer experience. And that means becoming more conscious of what areas we're praying for and how we are praying about those areas. So the 7 sections that we can bring prayer to, that we can pray for, and that we can talk to God about are mind, body, home, relationships, career, lifestyle, and contribution. So in mind, when we're praying about mind, we're looking at what state of mind are we in. Are we feeling positive? Are we feeling overwhelmed? Are we feeling insecure? Do we feel organized? These are some of the things that we can address in the mind. In body, are we feeling strong? Are we feeling flexible? Have we been feeling a little bit cold lately? Or are we feeling, like kind of sluggish? These are some of the things that we can address. How are we eating? How are we sleeping? Are we comfortable with the way that we're cleansing? In home, this is an area that is so important to pray about because home is part of our foundation. And if we're not comfortable in the home, if things are not the way that we want them to be, it can be hard to focus, it can be hard to rest, it can be hard to refuel for the rest of the things that we're doing. So, and home is like one of those things that we often neglect in prayer. We often neglect when we're like asking for things, like someone might ask for a kind of home or a size of home or a home in a certain location, but we often forget about, is our home peaceful? Is it organized? Is it decorated the way that we want? Do we feel energetic? Like, does it help us feel refueled and replenished? Is it a place we can rest? Is it a place we can cleanse? Is it a place that we can, spend quality time with people where we actually feel good in that experience and good in that space? In relationships we can break into close relationships like family. We can section it off into friends, colleagues, strangers, and how are we feeling? Like what state are we in with our communication? What state are we in when it comes to, are we feeling connection? Are we feeling division? Is there a lot of conflict in our relationships? Is there a particular relationship that is taking a lot of attention or draining a lot of energy at this point in time? So we want to ask for guidance in those areas and address the state that our relationships are currently in. Career is also one of those areas where a lot of people pray on career, but they often pray for a certain accomplishment or a certain opportunity. We can also look at, are we doing something where we're contributing in the way that feels most meaningful to us? Are we doing something where we are using our strengths and our skills that we most want to use? And also, are we doing what the universe or what God is guiding us to do, or are we kind of moving away from it? So we're just addressing the state of our career. And the next is lifestyle. And lifestyle is one of those things where I feel like it's not even something people think about always. Like, they might ask the universe to travel, or these are the things that we can talk about with the universe. where like what would make our lifestyle more fluid, what would make it more organized, what would make it more stimulating, what would help save us more time. So these are some of the areas to address in lifestyle. And lastly is contribution. And contribution is, you know, are we wanting to mentor? Are we wanting to volunteer? You know, it's just, it can start small. It can start like putting stuff online, because that's, you know, if we want to contribute and that's available to people who want that information, that's like a simple way to contribute to other people, and until we feel comfortable contributing more and more. So it's just about talking about that with the universe. Like, am I contributing the way that is best for me right now, is best for my soul? Is there something that the universe would want us to shift or change or focus on in that area? Those are the 7 areas that we can pray in and pray on. And that way we're not neglecting, like we're not forgetting, you know, because like sometimes people will focus on health and career, or they'll focus on family and finances. But then there's so many other areas that we might skip over, or we might, you know, there are things to pray about, but we just kind of forget. So the next part of this, like how to pray, is actually like breaking down the prayer when we are engaged in it. So the first thing to do is to thank God in each area, in each of the 7 areas. Thank God for what is working, what we're grateful for, the ways that we've grown, the ways that we've improved, the things we feel better about, and make sure that we articulate those things so that the universe knows where the guidance has been received. And the next part of a prayer is asking for forgiveness. So what am I doing wrong in mind? Like, am I, you know, neglecting my meditation and then my mind is running all over the place? Am I having really negative thoughts about something, about a person? Am I having like a lot of self-pity? So these are some things to think about, like asking for forgiveness. In body, am I neglecting my nutrition? Am I neglecting my sleep? Right? Like, the body is a present, it's a gift, and if we neglect our body, then it's something that we have to like ask for forgiveness. And if we're like, even if we're super insecure about something, it's like, you know, the universe and God would want us to feel, like, realize how lucky we are on that topic in some way, or how privileged we are, or what use, like how much usefulness it is to have this, to have a body where we can experience sensation in this dimension, and we can try to contribute to this dimension with this body, using this body. And home, like, are we cleansing regularly? Are we organizing regularly? Do we have positive energy in the home, or are we like constantly fighting or constantly watching something violent? So these are the things to ask for forgiveness on. Home, relationships, like, are we being impatient? Are we being unkind? Are we being judgmental, critical? Like, are we engaging in relationships where it's one-sided, where we're getting way more than we're giving? And then career, are we working like as hard as we can work? Are we contributing in a way, like if we work in an office and there's someone we could mentor, but we're just like, like, we don't want to take the time to do that. Like, we have to ask for forgiveness for those things in order to be given energy so that we can fix those things. Career, lifestyle. In lifestyle, like, is the universe giving us time to read more, but then we're just like watching more Netflix or something like that? So it's like, that's something to ask for forgiveness for. If the universe is giving us more energy, more time, more finances to invest in something that would be really beneficial long term and would help align us with our soul calling, and we're not doing it, we're neglecting it, we're putting things off, then we have to ask for forgiveness. The next section on what to actually do while we're praying is the request and ask, right? Like we can request things, we can ask things, and it's important to ask for something deeper. So if we want something and it's like kind of surface, it's okay to ask for something surface. Like it's okay to ask, like, you know, the universe for an opportunity. But it's important for us to think a little bit deeper and bring some mindfulness to what we ask for. So if we ask for an opportunity, also ask for guidance, also ask for more energy to actually walk that out. Like if it actually does come, we need the energy to walk it out. We need the time to walk it out. So it's like ask for something, but then also think about like what are some of the deeper aspects of what we're asking about, and like how can we focus on the deeper aspects, because those are the things that are going to come in faster. Like if we ask for an opportunity, the universe might not give it to us right away because we're not prepared for it, we're not ready for it. So we have to ask for the energy, we have to ask for a certain skill, we have to ask to maybe be part of a certain community, because then it would make the project go easier. And those are the things that are going to start coming in faster. And yeah, and we're also showing that we care, right? Like when we're praying, we're talking to God, we're talking to the universe, we're trying to show that we're thinking about things, that we're being mindful, that we care about, like not just like getting something, not just something being surface, but we care about what's happening on the deeper level and how our soul is growing from that experience. And the last thing is for when we're actually doing our prayers is offering something. What can we offer? Say, okay, I want to be more organized. I'm going to try to get up 15 minutes earlier and just do scheduling. Like offer that as a kind of like, I guess some people would call it a sacrifice. Like I'll get up earlier and I'll go to bed earlier. That's hard. That's harder, because some people can get up earlier and just drink more coffee, but going to bed earlier, that's like a harder thing to offer. But it's just like offering what we can. Like we can't offer something we don't have. We can't offer something that would be like impossible for us in our particular situation. But if there's something we can offer, like if we want, let's say we ask the universe to meet someone who is going to guide us or advise us in a project, then it's like, well, offer that we're going to help someone. Like this week, we're going to try to help someone in one of their projects. We're going to try to help like connect somebody in one of the projects that they're doing to someone who would be helpful for them. So it's like make an offer just to show again that we're mindful, we care, and we're not just trying to get something. We're trying to contribute, and we're trying to be part of all the different seasons and cycles that are happening around us. And to close off, so we've just gone through 7 areas to pray in, and then four ways to break the prayer up. So thank God, ask for forgiveness, request, like make requests, and then also offer something. And the last part of how to kind of tie the prayer up is addressing our personal relationship with God.